our Chapter 6 review. This will be part 2 of the review. As we completed yesterday, we completed pages 281 to 282. Today, we'll be working on pages 283 to 284. This will be the rest of the review. Okay, and as I mentioned yesterday, you can, of course, use tens and ones to help you solve some of these problems. And if you would prefer working them out on your whiteboard, you can use that as well. Okay, and how I want you to do it is to go through and solve the problems on your own and then continue watching this video. Okay, you can either do it where you do all the problems at once and then you go back and watch the rest of this video to see how I solve the problems and what answers I get, making sure you get the same. Or you can go through and do one problem at a time, right? You would, for example, you would pause this video, answer number 6, okay, and then you would continue this video to see how I solve number 6 and to check your answer. And then you would continue that pattern, right? Pause the video, answer number 7, and then continue the video to see if you get the right answer. Okay, but it's very important that you are solving the problems on your own first and then going back to watch the video to see how I've completed the work. Okay, even if you feel like, oh, I know how to do all of these, I still want you to watch me solve these problems just to see how I solve them and to make sure you're getting the correct answers. Okay, you will be taking a Chapter 6 test later this week. And it will be having problems that are very similar to these review questions. So make sure that you are trying your best on them and that you're watching this video so you can see how to solve them. All right, so we're going to get started. Make sure you're on page 283 of your Go Math book. All right, for part 2, we are going to be starting on page 283 on number 6. Again, if you do not have your review pages from your Go Math book, you can copy down the problems. Okay, you can pause the video and copy down each problem before I go over them. All right, let's start with number 6. There are 42 cubes. Lisa says that there are 4 tens and 2 ones. Elena says there are 2 tens and 4 ones. Who is correct? Circle the name. Okay, so before we decide who was correct, we're going to make 42. Okay, so when I look at the number 42, okay, the first number that is mentioned is in the tens place. We always start with the tens. Okay, so it says 40, right? 40 is 4 tens. Okay, so 42 has 4 tens in it. And then the 2 is in the ones place. So it tells us that there are 2 ones in the number 42. So now let's go back and see who was correct. Lisa says that there are 4 tens, which we have, and 2 ones, which we have. So Lisa was correct, right? Lisa was correct. Let's see what Elena said. Elena says there are 2 tens and 4 ones. So what she did, she was thinking of the number 24, right? She got her tens and ones mixed up. Okay, but if we're trying to find 42, you know that there's 4 tens and 2 ones. Okay, so you need to make sure to look closely at the number to decide, okay, what number's in the tens place and what number is in the ones place. So we are going to circle Lisa because she was correct. Okay, and then in the box below, you are going to do a quick draw to show 42. So just like how I use my tens and ones, I'm going to now draw 4 tens, so drawing 4 lines, and 2 ones. So I'm going to draw 2 circles. Okay, that is how you draw 42. All right, let's go on to number 7. We're going to read the problem, write a number to solve. I am greater than 27. I am less than 30. I have 9 ones. So we are trying to figure out what number they are trying to have us guess. So there are 2 ways we can do it. First, you can use a 120 chart, and it says I'm greater than 27. So here's 27. So that means it has to be the numbers to the right of 27, right? It has to be bigger numbers. It can't be anything less than 27. Okay, but then it says that I am less than 30, right? So here's 27. Okay, and here's 30. That means it can't be anything bigger than 30. It has to be less than. So it has to be between these 2 numbers. And there's only 2 numbers in between 27 and 30. That's 28 and 29. But then the riddle says, I have 9 ones. So out of these 2 numbers, which one has 9 ones? 29. Right? So our number that we're trying to find would be 29. Okay? Now, if you didn't want to use a 120 chart, another way is you can do the count on. So let's say I'm at 27, okay? I know it has to be greater than, but I know that the number is less than 30, okay? So what numbers are between these 2 numbers when we count? 27, 28, and 29, and then 30. Okay, so it has to be one of these 2 numbers, right? But it says I have 9 ones, so that only leads 29 as the correct answer. All right, now we're going on to number 8. Choose all the ways that show the same number. All right, so in this picture, right, we have 2 10s. Okay, and we have a bunch of ones. But instead of me counting all of these ones individually, I'm going to make a group of 10 out of them. Okay, so let's see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so now I have 1, 2, 3 10s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ones. So what number is that? 3 10s and 5 ones. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So our number is 35. So we need to go through each of these pictures to see if we get the same number as 35. If we do, we will bubble in the circle. All right, let's start at the first picture. There are 3 10s and 5 ones. Does that show 35? It does, right? 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So I'm going to bubble that in. All right, let's go to the one across from it. Okay, again we have 3 10s, but now we only have 1, 2, 3 ones. So 3 10s and 3 ones. Is that the same as 35? No, this actually shows 33, right? So we would not bubble that in. Okay, let's go to the next picture. So this picture only has 1 10, but a bunch of ones. I bet we can make some groups of 10. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's one group, so I'm going to circle it. Okay, let's see if there's another group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a second group. All right. Now let's see how many 10s we have. We have 1, 2, 3 10s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. 3 10s and 5 ones equals 35, right? And if you weren't sure, you can always count, right? 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So that matches the first picture, so I'm going to bubble that in. All right, let's look at the last picture. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 10s. Already we know this can't be a match because 35 only has 3 10s. So this is too much, right? This is 40. So this is not a match. Okay, so for number 8, you should have these two as the matches for the first picture. Okay, now we are going to complete the review by answering the problems on page 284 on number 9. I'm starting on number 9. It says, what number does the model show? So for this problem, you're going to look at the picture, count your tens first, and then your ones, and then write your number on the line. Okay, we always start with the tens, so let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tens. Now we remember from our previous lesson that 10 tens equals what number? 100. Okay, it equals 100. Now I'm going to see how many ones I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 ones. And I know that 10 ones makes another 10. So now I actually have how many tens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tens. Now, do we remember what that equals? 11 tens equals the number 110. So this picture shows 110. Now, if you didn't know what 11 tens equals, you can always count on. So I'm going to count the picture. I'm going to first count by tens and then count by ones. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. Okay, so our answer is 110, and that is how you write it. All right, let's move on to number 10. We're going to finish the drawing to show 118. Okay, first thing to do is to see how much the drawing has already. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tens. And as I mentioned above, 11 tens equals 110. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. Okay, so we have 11 tens and 6 ones. So what I'm going to do to find out how much that is, I'm going to start counting from 110 because I know all of these tens equal 110. Now I have 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116. But I need 118. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count on by ones until I get to that number. So I have 116. Then I'm going to draw 117, 118. So what did I do here? I added 2 more ones to get to 118. And that is what you would write in the Write to Explain box. Okay, so I added 2 more ones to get to 118. And you don't have to write it exactly the same way. Yours may say, I counted 2 more ones, but as long as you get the idea that we had to add or count 2 more ones to get to 118. All right, let's move on to number 11. We are going to count the acorns and write the numbers. Okay, but it wants us to do 2 things. It wants us to find out how many tens there are and then how many individual acorns there are. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make groups of 10. Okay, and the way you do that is you count 10 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's one group of 10, so I'm going to trace it. Okay, let's see if there's another group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's a second group of 10. So now I have how many 10s? 1, 2. 2 10s. So I put the number 2 here because I'm telling how many 10s there are. Now it asks how many acorns. So that is talking about how many ones, right? How many individual acorns are there? So you can do it, of course, by going by and counting each one of them individually. Or if you know what 2 10s equals, that could help you, right? 2 10s equals the number 20, right? If we count by 10s, 10, 20. So there are 20 acorns. Okay, and again, if you want to just check your answer, you can go by and count each acorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so there are 20 acorns. Now just remember for this problem, make sure you're only counting the acorns that are in this picture. Okay, I know you see ones in the questions, but those ones do not count. Okay, you're only counting the acorns that are in the picture. All right, let's go to number 12. This is going to be our last question of the review. It says, draw a quick picture to show 54 in 2 ways. Okay, then we're going to write the number of 10s and 1s in each picture. So before you start, what I want you to do is draw a line in the middle of the box. So you can draw one way on this side and the other way on that side. All right, so the first way, right, we can just look at the number and see how many 10s are there. 5 10s. So I'm going to draw 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and how many 1s? 4 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I would write, I had 5 10s and 4 1s. That shows 54. Now we need to show 54 again on this side, okay, but we can't show it this same way. We have to do it a different way. So instead of starting with 5 10s, I'm going to only start with 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? But because I only have 4 10s, I'm now going to have more 1s because I still need to get to 54. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, see how we had 5 10s on this side? I'm going to turn this 1 10 into 10 1s. So I'm going to make a group of 1s, a group of 10, with 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to circle it so I know it's a 10, right? So now really I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, which would be 50. So I'm at 50, but I need to get to 54. So I'm going to draw 4 more 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now I'm going to count back just to make sure I got 54. So I had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay? Now this part, this is the important part. Okay, now you need to look at the picture and see how many 10s did you draw. I only drew 1, 2, 3, 4 10s, okay? And now I need to count how many 1s. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 1s. And together, 4 10s and 14 1s will still give you the number 54. This is just another way to make that same number. Okay, now there are several ways to make the number 54. So you may have had different ways than the ones that I showed. If you want me to check your ways, you can always send me a picture of this problem to let me see if you did it correctly. Okay? Now that we've completed part 2 of our chapter 6 review, I would like you to go to Think Central, the Go Math app, which you can find in Class Link. You'll go to Things to Do, and you're going to click on the assignment that says Lesson 6.10 Review. This is a personal math trainer of this lesson, and it has some practice problems to review what you learned from that lesson. Okay, make sure you complete all of the problems, and then when you're done, you're going to click on Done to make sure that the work gets submitted to me. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. Bye.